John Cena did the unthinkable and turned heel. That's right, after 20 years as the babyface of the company, John Cena was the third man, brother. We also had Randy Orton return, and Jade Cargill popped up and absolutely tore Naomi a new one. We're going to get into all that and everything else Elimination Chamber related. I am going to ask that you guys like the video and subscribe. Just a heads up, we are doing a Chris Jericho figure giveaway. It's from AEW Revolution 2020. It does come with the AEW World Championship, and it's a cool figure. I have one. I got one for my son to open, and you know, I'm just looking to give away to the community. So once we hit 500 subs, I think we're at 360 maybe. Once we get to the 500, we're going to be giving this bad boy away. Let's get into the review. So right out of the gate, we had the Women's Elimination Chamber kick off the PLE. Initially, I was a little confused if you were there on stream, because they, for some reason, showed a video package about John Cena. So I actually went into a borderline panic mode, because I'm like, why would they put the biggest part of the show on first? They ended up putting the Women's Chamber on first, and honestly, it was a great way to start the show. We had Naomi starting off against Liv Morgan. What other way could you go? Obviously, I guess you could switch out Bianca and Naomi, but let's face it, we knew Naomi was never gonna win this. And just as they're about to lock up, we hear Jade Cargill's music hit. Now, if you're wondering why the chamber door was open at this point, because I'm almost positive the bell had rung already, well, the answer is because storyline. And you don't have to like it, but you will respect it. Hashtag final boss quotes. Nonetheless, Jade Cargill gets into the ring, and she looks like she's about to punch Liv Morgan in the face. Which again, if Liv Morgan knew she didn't do it, why was she so scared? And again, the answer is what? Because storyline. Although just because she knew she didn't do it, it doesn't mean she knew that Jade knew that. And it could have just been a case of mistaken identity. Nonetheless, as she's about to connect with Liv Morgan, who's like, oh, don't hit me, she then shifts her attention to Naomi, like in the WWE games, when you press R3 and you change your target. It's got the little triangle above their head. But anyway, we end up seeing Jade Cargill beat Naomi to a pulp, with Bianca Belair punching the glass, slamming the glass, and crying. And for whatever reason, the pods were mic'd up. You could literally hear their thoughts while they were in the pods. It was insane. Anyway, after this 2-minute beatdown, whatever the chamber timer is, we end up seeing Naomi get slammed with the chamber door. After she's slammed with the chamber door, Jade Cargill just leaves and doesn't look back. This was one raw opening of Elimination Chamber. Now, as the 15-second timer counts down, they already have Naomi with a neck brace on and on a stretcher. She's being carried out of the ring. Bianca Belair is the next one in. Just as Bianca's able to get in the ring and make it through the second set of ropes, the chamber closes and locks. This leads to Bianca being stuck in the chamber, worried about her other best friend. Now, there's a lot of speculation as to whether Bianca knows what happened. Is she involved? I personally think she's going to be involved. It just makes sense. Although a part of me is really hoping we don't get Jade inserted in the women's title match with Rhea and Bianca. But I guess we'll just have to wait until SmackDown to find out. Actually, now that I think about it, we may see it tomorrow night on Raw unfold a little bit. It is WrestleMania season, and honestly, at this point, the draft and the rosters mean nothing. That being said, the chamber was actually pretty good. I was actually cheering for either Roxanne to win or Alexa Bliss, but I will be patient and just see where the road takes us with a Bianca victory. I'll give this a solid B+. Next up, we had Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, aka Tiffy Time, Trishy Time, which apparently my 4-year-old son absolutely loved. Specifically, Trishy and Tiffy. I guess he's got a thing for blondes. So Tiffy and Trishy pick up the win over Nia and Candice LeRae. Honestly, if you thought this was going to go any other way, I guess this is your first time watching wrestling, and you just assumed that the bigger woman would be able to take out these two stereotypical stupid blondes. Unfortunately, in wrestling, that's not how it works. In fact, the blonder you are, the more likely you are to win championships. Just ask Charlotte Flair. All joking aside, though, this match was just fun. It wasn't the best match. But it was a good way to give Tiffany Stratton the rub from Trish Stratus. Get your minds out of the gutter. But I'm not going to lie, this felt more like a SmackDown main event, and the only reason this was even on the card is because Trish is from Toronto, which I have no problem with. I love when WWE does fan service. I love when Marvel does it. I love when everyone does it. After all, we're the ones paying to make this PLE or movie or whatever it is you're watching happen. That being said, I'll give this a B- to be nice. This is the part of the night where we got the unsanctioned match. I said unsanctioned match. There we go. That's right, because when the lights go out and then the lights come back on, it absolves WWE of any and all legal repercussions that could happen in the match. Because wrestling. No, seriously though, all joking aside, this match was absolutely phenomenal. It was fun, and I normally don't like the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn storyline. It was good in NXT, then it came to the main roster, and it's been... But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn set out on a mission to be the match of the night, and let's be real, I think they got it. Hands down. It's hard to say that any match in particular carried a PLE of this caliber, especially for a B show. I felt like overall the PLE was very strong, but this match absolutely cooked. From the hockey sticks to Sammy getting thrown off the top turnbuckle to the outside flipping through two tables to Kevin Owens absolutely being unhinged and clotheslining Charles Robinson's head off. He's got to be at least pushing 70 by now, right? But then, to add to the excitement of this match, yes, Kevin Owens won. I don't think anyone was expecting Sammy to win. There was no way they were going to continue to pile up losses on Kevin Owens. He's been a good soldier up until this point. But as Kevin Owens was returning to the ring to dish out more damage after Sammy was receiving medical care, none other than the Viper, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton's music hit. Now, for those of you who have been a part of the live streams over on TikTok, I've been saying we're eventually, and a lot of people too in the comments, we've been saying that we're going to see the banned punt versus the banned package pile driver. We were not wrong. Unfortunately, though, Orton was not able to uncork that punt just yet. They're going to save that for a WrestleMania moment. This match gets an A+, hands down. Then, last but not least, we have the men's elimination chamber, and then the Cody and Rock segment, which they literally go hand in hand. So I'm just going to get to the couple elephants in the room. We kind of know what happened here. There's really no need to recap. Let's just get straight to it. We knew CM Punk and John Cena were not going to start this match. We knew they'd probably be the last two out of their pods, which they are the older men in this bunch of six here. And obviously you want to get Punk through WrestleMania healthy, and you want John Cena in his retirement year to be managed properly from a health perspective. The guy has not been a full-time wrestler in like a decade. For the love of God, he's wearing geriatric hospital socks down to the ring. But we did see a development in Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania plans with Damian Priest, which they went to the well one too many times on this, because after Damian Priest was able to roll up Drew McIntyre, we saw Drew McIntyre absolutely snap and Claymore kick Damian Priest's head off, which led to him getting eliminated. Then we had the drama between Seth Rollins and CM Punk as well unfolding. Honestly, the match was primarily good just based on the fact of the star power that was in it. You know what you're going to get with these guys. Everybody in this chamber is a former world champion other than Logan Paul. You had the history between Cena and CM Punk, and really CM Punk and pretty much everybody in this chamber other than Damian Priest. It was fun. I thought a good and rather ironic moment was CM Punk hugging John Cena. That'll be interesting. Let's see how that unfolds. I don't think we've seen the end of CM Punk in this Cody Rhodes, John Cena story. I love that CM Punk returned the slap to Logan Paul for Monday night and then eliminated him. But then we had Seth Rollins, who goes and cost CM Punk the match by hitting him with a stomp after a pretty cool spot between Cena and Punk, where Punk hit Rollins with his go to sleep, which bounced him into John Cena's arms, where he got an attitude adjustment. He was then eliminated. Prior to this, we also saw a double team move, which, if I'm not mistaken, this did happen yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was a revival move, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So really just a lot of fun spots and things happening in this match. But like I said, I do feel like they went to the well one too many times on a person getting eliminated and then helping or being the reason that the person who eliminated them is then eliminated. Because CM Punk, I guess to protect him and whatever the case, he was KO'd by the stomp and actually passed out from an STFU, which won John Cena the match. Now, aside from the Royal Rumble post conference, this was actually one of the first times that you do see John Cena have a tendency of his that, well, he doesn't really display too often. In past years, John Cena probably would have stopped Seth Rollins or kicked him out of the chamber or fought him a little bit and got rid of him because John Cena had respect. And with respect comes honor. None of which John Cena showed last night when he hastily rushed to get CM Punk into the middle of the ring to throw him in the STFU. I know Cena's down bad in the wins column, but god damn, John, way to telegraph this shit. Anyway, after this transpires, we have Cody Rhodes come out to the ring, which also leads to the final boss coming out. Now, Cody and John look to be good as they exchange some pleasantries, let's call it, as they geared up to acknowledge the fact that they are now WrestleMania opponents. Now, at this point, I knew the fix was in. I said it on stream. I have clips up of it, of me saying John Cena is going to be the one to turn heel. And even though I expected it, after Cody Rhodes gave The Rock a nice big go f yourself, we get John Cena acting way too Malibu's Most Wanted, coming in with the big dab, to which Cody Rhodes is now giving the final boss his back. To which The Rock told him and said something, but the camera cut away, which led to John Cena, The Rock, and for some odd ass reason, Travis Scott, beating the holy hell out of Cody Rhodes and whipping him with another weightlifting belt. Everyone was in shock, and at the same time, everybody was cheering John Cena turning heel. I get that they're trying to do something different, but come on, what did you expect? Yeah, there are people who are sympathizing with Cody just for the fun of it, but John Cena turning heel, whether you expected it or not, is really high up the totem pole just based on the fact that this guy's been a babyface for 20 straight years. Travis Scott being in the ring completely threw this off for me and looked awkward as hell when John Cena was holding Cody Rhodes' legs down and he picked him up by his throat and looked like he didn't know what the hell he was doing, to which John Cena had no time for the BS and grabbed Cody by the back of his neck and stuffed him back down into the mat. Pause. I guess Travis Scott didn't realize he was supposed to be holding Cody's arms, so The Rock could then whip him. Nonetheless, this was a crazy development. Again, whether you expected it or not, this officially makes WrestleMania season fun. A lot of people were complaining about the build to WrestleMania. I'm sure there will be people complaining about two part-timers being a part of the WrestleMania main event. But if you studied math, one part and one part make a whole. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have corporate John Cena with The Rock, the People's Champ, the final boss. And I'm going to be honest, I'm here for it. And while we're on this topic, let me just say, we need to stop the forced Rock hate. I don't care if The Rock went away for 20 years and came back. Hell, I don't care if he went away for 100 years like Goku did at the end of Dragon Ball GT and then popped up on his granddaughter when she was 120. I will cheer The Rock forever and always. I will cheer Stone Cold. There are just some people who are just prized possessions in the wrestling community, and The Rock is one of them. The Rock is the reason why WrestleMania 40, while it may have started chaotic, was as big as it was, and we just have to face facts. Anyway, I'm all hyped up. I can't wait to see Raw and SmackDown this week. This whole match and segment as a combo was an A++. And what was originally thought to be a passing of the torch match, which is crazy because John Cena hasn't won in 3 years and hasn't been a full-time performer in 10. So I don't know what torch he was passing. It's definitely not a lit torch, I can tell you that. But now it becomes the story of a true babyface in Cody Rhodes taking on a desperate John Cena for number 17, and the road to WrestleMania commences. Now, I just want to put out there, I do see a road where John Cena wins this belt and eventually relinquishes it because he won it being a heel and having the help of the final boss and apparently Travis Scott to win the belt, only for him to either win it again or never get a fair shake at winning it again. At this point, never say never. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. For me, I give this show an absolute A+. My glow and grow for this episode, my glow and grow for this PLE is just going to be, my grow actually is going to be, I wish we would have seen something from the Raw World title picture, even if it was a backstage segment, Gunther terrorizing someone, or Jey Uso just being around, but I guess we didn't really need it. That being said, though, my glow on the PLE is actually pretty much everything. You know what? I'll be fair. My glow on the PLE was the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match. It, even on a card where John Cena turns heel, that match will forever be talked about. Let me know what your grow and glow is in the comments. What would you change about the PLE? What would you leave the same? What was your favorite part? Let me know it all. And make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. I'll see you for the Monday Night Raw watch along.